I don't know if if this is visible. I'm pretending to talk on the telephone so the guy can't see that I'm filming him. There's a guy with the least enviable job in Warsaw, by the way. He's the Śniadanie guy from Jeff's. But this guy there in that car, he was moving in such a way while standing at the waiting for the lights that for all the world I thought that he was actually giving himself one off the wrist. There wasn't any material walking around that one would wish to be accompanied by normally when giving oneself one off the wrist, but nevertheless there's no accounting for taste in people, and that was for all the world what this guy seemed to be doing there in that car. I won't take his registration plate because maybe he's completely innocent and it was just a misunderstanding, but really bizarre actually, the way that he was moving rhythmically backwards and forwards in his seat there. I mean, maybe he was listening to some juvenile music track. That's one of the things actually about musical tastes in Eastern Europe. They don't kind of get the class aspect sometimes of the music that they listen to from the UK, and often they're listening to you know, really chavvy stuff, often listening to really juvenile stuff. People that, you know, have the overall bearing that you'd be expecting them to listen to, you know, like Prokofiev and what have you, and other classical kinds of things, instead of which they're basically got their heads listening to all manner of really juvenile music, or just music which you might not consider even appropriate, punky stuff with all swearing going on, and the person, you know, looks like a kind of venerable kind of character, and they've got this music going on in their car or in their restaurant, and you sometimes wonder, you know, whether people really get it. In Poland, I noticed that anything with more than 3 chords in it, to the Polish ear, sounds sad, and that the serious Polish music has got the kind of strange discords in it which to any other nation would seem like kind of really strange, really kind of strange things, which to the Polish, I suppose, it doesn't pass as strange because they can't hear it. That's my theory, that the Poles are as a nation fairly tone deaf, although that's then belied when you think about how well some Polish singers sing when they actually turn to English as the medium of their singing. And I think that people in like if I start naming names I might get in trouble, but there's one person that's represented, more than one person that's represented the country in the Eurovision Song Contest that's had a very, very good voice. A couple of ladies I can think of, both of them probably have in common quite a lot of gypsy blood, and that's why I'm not mentioning the names so I don't get sued, and that's why they probably sang very well. Basically, your typical Pole. I mean, it's not exactly, you know, that if you can say that, it's no surprise that Catherine Jenkins up there, one of my all-time favourite Welsh ladies, you know. In fact, this is a good point. It's St David's Day. It's the 1st of March, the 29th of February, in other words, because I haven't changed the watch. It's not a leap year though, so that makes it the 1st of March. I'll have to do that in a minute. Won't do it while we're driving and filming at the same time. It's just too much multitasking. But basically, especially, you know, where the lights are turning quite quickly. But basically, with the Welsh, in the case of the Welsh, I would like to do what I used to do is I used to do Hooliganov's Welsh songs on St David's Day, and I can't do one today because I'm just recovering from a cold. I've got a kind of really, you know, hoarse voice. You know, I'd have to go Dwedwch fawr iono wybodaeth o babeth synaeth bryd hiraeth, and what have you like that. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I should go and do Hiraeth Mawr a Hiraeth Caraelon later on. I don't know, but in any event, Catherine Jenkins, of course, being the prime diva from Wales. I mean, she took over the banner from Charlotte Church, who kind of let herself go. and she's now, you know, the ultimate Welsh lassie. I mean, there have been some fantastic people that have made me proud to be yn Chwarter Cymro. People like Catherine Zeta-Jones, people like Shirley Bassey, people like Tom Jones as well, nothing wrong with Tom Jones, people like Anthony Hopkins, people like, I mean, Charlotte Church is, you know, don't get me wrong, I still like her, but I just don't think she's as good as she could have been or was shaping up to be. Whereas Catherine Jenkins, I mean, there's just not words, is there, really, to describe Catherine Jenkins. She's fantastic. She's prosto bendigedig. That's the only word that I can use in Welsh to describe her. Is she's just bendigedig. I probably should say vendigedig because she's female. Basically, what you can say is that the Welsh nation, and I'm not just saying because it's St David's Day, I just realised it was St David's Day while I was talking, but the Welsh nation sort of like natural singers, so the Irish for that matter, yeah, to a degree any Celtic nation, even Scotland as well does nice music, but the Poles, well, no, really no. Polish music's, you know, and if it had been, I would have used it, because, like, for example, I used Russian music an awful lot to learn Russian, and Czech music. I learned some Czech songs as well, and that got me started nicely on Czech the first time round when I was learning it. And, you know, the other Slavic nations surrounding Poland have got really nice music, but Poland seems to be, you know, just a black hole musically as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying that there's no nice movements in Moniuszko, Straszny Dwór and what have you. I'm not saying that Chopin's no use, of course he had to go abroad, and a lot of his influences were from Vienna and from France. And even still with Chopin, I mean, he didn't get to the point where any of his stuff was really for voice. And that's the same with everybody but Moniuszko has this in Poland, that they don't do for voice, because why would anybody sing in Polish? Yeah? Polish is a nice language, but it's a language for arguing over minor political matters in the kitchen. It's not a you know, you can also do poetry in Polish, but one thing I've noticed about Polish poetry is, you know, I can't memorize it. Normally it's easy to memorize poetry. You know, it's easy in most languages to get some, and it kind of sticks in the brain. It's like, you know, jelly, it sticks to you. It's like the Jelly Effect by Andy Bounds. You must get that book if you're interested in selling, then get Jelly Effect by Andy Bounds. And now there's going to be another Effect book of his. There's a new book coming out, and I can't remember what the name of this new, the Snowball Effect. There you go. So that's stuck like jelly as well. So he's got the Jelly Effect, and now he's got the Snowball Effect, which I don't have, but I will get. Andy Bounds, UK Trainer of the Year for many years, and a personal friend of mine. He wouldn't recognise me in the street probably, but never mind. That's probably only because he's actually partially sighted. If you said that fat guy from the conference in Hawaii who couldn't stay to your talk, then he might remember. Sorry, Cyprus. Was it Cyprus? Malta. That's it. So basically, yeah. I did listen to him at Hawaii, and he was fantastic. So that's my little St David's Day talk. You just saw the ridiculous one-way system that we have at this point of the city of Warsaw, and I'm going to come to the end of my ability to film, but happy St David's Day. Hope I haven't offended anybody, but there is some truth in what I say, and I'll stick to it. You know, the best Polish musicians have not written for voice. There's very little Polish music which is written for voice, which is more than very juvenile or chavvy, and they don't also have, in my opinion, all that great an appreciation of foreign music either. So that's a generalisation, there's lots of exceptions. Okay, cheers.